So the Quran is 600 years younger than the Bible, right?
Right, that's right. And the New Testament is younger than the Old Testament, right?
Yeah, but still, it's older than the
Still,
Quran.
wow.
It's still older than the
Oh,
Quran,
okay. So
right?
why should we accept the New Testament though?
Because it's it's still based on God's words,
Oh,
right?
Quran is based on God's words.
I'm saying the Quran is a totally different belief system.
No, New Testament is totally different belief system. Quran and Torah is like this. New Testament is like pagan Greek Zeus. You want me to prove it to you?
Prove it to me, okay.
Yeah. Hebrews says, without the shedding of blood, there's no forgiveness of sins. Where is this in the Torah?
I don't know. I don't read the Torah.
It doesn't exist in the Torah. But you said it has to match up. The Torah says that if you drink blood, that this is an abomination, you should be cut off from the people. Jesus in the New Testament says, drink my blood and eat my flesh. That's why you take Holy Communion every Sunday, right?
So Discount Muhammad Hijab here just absolutely cooked himself using Leviticus 17. He tried to really hit him with the proof, but the proof completely undermines his argument. First, let's go to Hebrews 9, which he references. His argument to the Christian, he says, there is no forgiveness without the shedding of blood, which is true. It says that right in Hebrews 9. And then he says that it's not in the Torah. Here's the problem. It's right there in Leviticus 17, which is the passage he references not 30 seconds later. Leviticus 17, verse 11. For the life of a creature is in the blood, and I have appointed it to you to make atonement on the altar for you, since it is the lifeblood that makes atonement. Atonement is just forgiveness of sins. God literally says it right there in the passage that he references, that the shedding of blood is used for atonement. I mean, come on, dude. It literally, the next verse is the one he references. How do you mess this up that badly? Because he then goes on to use 17:12 as an argument against the Eucharist. The problem is, they're not at all the same. Leviticus 17:12, therefore I say to the Israelites, none of you and no foreigner who lives among you may eat blood. This is a big problem, right? Not exactly. Let's scroll back up 5 verses. Leviticus 17:7. They must no longer offer their sacrifices to the goat demons that they have prostituted themselves with. This will be a permanent statute for them throughout the generations. This means that Leviticus 17 here is talking about pagan rituals. The ingestion of blood is part of a pagan ritual. Now, somebody might say, oh, see, the Eucharist comes from paganism. Not at all. Jesus is taking paganism and he's completely flipping it on his head, which is something that happens a lot in Scripture, by the way. Genesis 22 is a great example of that. How Jesus flips paganism on its head is, just as it says there in verse 11 of Leviticus 17, the life of the creature is in its blood. So Jesus gives us his blood for life, right? He says, eat my flesh, drink my blood. He's talking about giving his life for us, right? That's why he says, this is my blood which has been shed for you. He's quite literally inverting paganism and saying, normally you take this life and you take this blood. I give my life. I give my blood. Even if you believe in the real presence of the Eucharist, this is quite easily debunked by the fact that you're not doing a pagan ritual, you're doing something set by Christ who gave his life and blood for you. This argument is absolutely nonsense.